Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Municipal Drive Live, our 5th episode. I am Mayor Jeff Elmore, along with
Communications Director Emily Sundermeyer. Like we said, 5th episode, welcome.
I want to talk about a little bit of what's been going on in Jacksonville. We have a special guest with us this morning. We're going to be talking with our Director of Economic Development, Mr. Robert Birch. He'll be joining us live in a little while for some discussion about what's going on here in the Ville.
September is Workforce Development Month, and we have him in the studio to talk about what kind of economic developments are in the works for Jacksonville and just kind of what's going on.
Earlier this month, we got to enjoy Festival here in Jacksonville. It was on Saturday of Labor Day weekend, had over 9,000 people involved with Festival and attending.
One component of Festival was the Bombs Over Festival softball tournament at Dupree Park. Whether people enjoyed Festival downtown at 5 Points or during the 5K run or at Dupree Park, over 9,000 people attended this.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great fireworks show that night. So weather was cooperative with us. A little warm that afternoon, but it was dry. So that was a great time that was had by all. And we'd thank our Parks and Rec department for once again pulling that off with no big hiccups or anything. They made it so seamless. Thank all the vendors that came in. Lots from out of town. Had one vendor come all the way from Texarkana to take part in this. So appreciate them, the musical acts, everybody that came out and entertained us that day. It was a lot of fun. So thank you to everybody that took part in that. One of the good things that day was our animal shelter, Jacksonville Animal Services, was there with the mobile adoption unit, and we actually adopted out 11 animals that day between the cats and the dogs. So that was a big hit, big success. But with the animal shelter, it also brings us to something else. This month, right now, currently at the animal shelter, all of our adoption fees are waived until Friday, September 27th. So if you're looking for a new addition to your family that's got 4 legs, come out to the shelter, come see what's there. There's lots of cats, lots of dogs, a lot of puppies. Got a lot of puppies at this time, so come out and see what's there. Take a look, test drive them, take them out, walk them around in the dog park, and so see who just bonds with you and that you just want to take home with you. And those adoption fees are waived, like we said, through the 27th.
I'm not sure how many people know this, but you can actually do meet and greets with pets that you already have. You can do meet and greets with children or one-on-one time and see how well you bond with that animal. And see how well
we do highly encourage that. If you already have a dog at the house or multiple dogs and you find an animal at the shelter that you would like to adopt, bring your current pets with you up there. Bring them up, have that time, have that meet and greet opportunity to see how well your dogs get along. Some are canine aggressive, other animal aggressive, and don't do well. And you can find that on the front end without even having to bring them home. So I encourage you to take advantage of that.
And as Mayor Elmore said, adoption fees are waived until Friday, September 27th. If you are interested in adding a new furry friend to your family, you can view animals available for adoption online by visiting our website, www.cityofjacksonville.net, under the Animal Services section. Or you can also stop by the shelter during their business hours. They are located at 217 South Redmond Road, and they are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Construction update. There's been a lot of progress made on the highway improvement project. We're just over 45% complete, which has them ahead of schedule. So we're thrilled about that. And once again, Weaver Bailey and our daughter doing a fantastic job of moving this project along. The James Street Bridge, I probably get asked about that more than any other thing related to the project right now. For those who are wanting to know, the bridge is scheduled to reopen late in October. So that will bring about a lot of needed relief and offering another option to get across the highway again and shortening people's trips up from one side to the other. So we're looking forward to that.
It looks great. I've noticed the Air Force emblem, the Air Force logo on it, just to represent that we are proud to be home of Little Rock Air Force Base.
Most of you have already seen by now, but if you haven't, the Gregory Street on-ramp is closed, but there is a new on-ramp down beside Tropical Smoothie in that area of Boyd Veterinary Clinic that is open, and that is going to be the new permanent ramp for that area. So it is a great ramp. It has alleviated a lot of traffic concerns, so just reminding you about that. If you have not found it yet, it is there for you to access the southbound 6717 767. Coming up, we're entering into the fall time, and Halloween is just around the corner, and Parks and Rec has got the Great Pumpkin Plunge coming up Monday, October 28th at the Jacksonville Community Center. If you've got little ones, anywhere from age 3 up through age 12, they are welcome to come and take part in that at the pool. Admission is $5 for a participant or $3 for a parent or non-swimmers. And parents, you must accompany non-swimmers. So if you've got a kid who doesn't swim, you have to be here on site with us during that time.
And pre-registration is encouraged, and you can find registration forms online at the city's website, cityofjacksonville.net, or you can stop by the community center anytime, and a registration form and payment must be received in order to register.
Yep, come swim that day. Collect small pumpkins to be able to trade them up for larger pumpkins. The more you find, the bigger ones you can get. So come up, bring the kids. It'll be a good time for all who are participating in that.
And speaking of spooky season, Trunk or Treat is also just around the corner. Thursday, October 31st, Halloween night. Come celebrate at Dupree Park, 5:30 to 8 o'clock. We'll have trunk contests, music, and so much more. But of course, we can't forget it's Halloween. You'll have a lot of free candy.
And we need people to come take part in that, to come be a trunk host. Bring your car out here. You set up in the trunk, decorate, design, be as creative as you want to be. You would not believe some of these setups that people go to and what they'll do and how great it looks. Some will be incredibly simple. You don't have to be big and elaborate, but the bigger, the better. Come in and just use your imagination and see what you can do. Last year, we had over 3,000 people attend. That's not even counting the workers and those who were set up, but that was actually people in attendance. It's a huge event. It's a fun event. So you make sure you bring your kids, or even if you don't have kids, just come out and have a good time with the Trunk or Treat.
It's always so much fun. I went out last year, had my trunk in. I'm not going to lie, my arms were hurting a little bit by the end of the night because of how much candy I gave out. But it was so much fun. I highly encourage anybody to come out.
It's a lot of fun. Coming up also, we've got the 47th annual Holiday Craft and Gift Sale at the community center next door to City Hall. Friday, November 22nd and Saturday, November 23rd. Admission is $2 for adults or $1 per child. Free admission with the donation of an unopened toy. So, hey, bring a couple of toys, get your whole family in free. As this is a fun event. If you are wanting to be a vendor for this event, we are full. And it has been full actually for a little while now. There is a waiting list in case there's cancellations and you would still like to be put on the list. You can do that, or I highly recommend now sign up for next year. It's a big event and our vendors return year after year after year. But it's a fun time.
It's a great place to get holiday shopping done. Always when I was a little kid growing up. And
there's some of everything there. You'll find, homemade crafts. You'll find not homemade crafts of different stuff. You'll find different food items, clothing, you name it. You kind of find it. There's something for all, at this event. So it's a good thing.
Knock out all your holiday shopping in one spot.
Well, like I said earlier, today we are glad to have with us in studio our Director of Economic Development, Robert Birch. Robert's going to be coming in and talking to you a little bit of giving an update of what's been going on in town and what's possibly coming up, and talking about Workforce Development Month. One of the things that I'm incredibly happy about and that is coming to Jacksonville soon is Whataburger.
I think everybody's so excited for Whataburger.
I am a huge Whataburger fan. The special burger that they'll run every once in a while, the chorizo burger, is one of the best things ever. And that sweet and spicy bacon burger, love it. That's my normal go-to.
But the real question is, are you a regular ketchup guy or a spicy ketchup guy?
Spicy ketchup.
Spicy ketchup is the only correct answer.
Spicy ketchup is the way to go. That's one of the things that makes it so good. But yeah, love Whataburger, love Whataburger breakfast. A lot of people don't realize that they have that, and it is really
honey butter
good.
chicken biscuit.
So yeah, looking forward to that. We're anxious for that. But Robert, come on in here and join us now.
Thank you so much to Robert Birch, our Director of Economic Development, for joining us today.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
All right, so September is Workforce Development Month. What is workforce development?
Well, it's anything, honestly, in my view, from pre-K all the way through high school programs into trade schools, colleges, anything that is developing our citizens to be prepared to go out and enter the labor force and be qualified to find better jobs. You look at what the Academies of Central Arkansas has done as a whole. I was started back in 2018 on the board with that, and saw the vision of how that's going to develop Central Arkansas as a whole, of being career ready, college ready, and partnering with various industries to make sure they're getting the proper training, the current training to move forward in whatever direction they want to go. I'm very proud that Jacksonville is the first high school that has all of their academies sponsored, and that is a big, big benefit for us. And Jacksonville was actually at the forefront of the academies model before the other school districts in Central Arkansas all signed on. I think that you got to meet people where they are, and providing those avenues of different opportunities to develop skills to be successful in life is key. And I think that's what the Academies of Central Arkansas does. That is what the Jacksonville High School is doing. And, it starts all the way back at the beginning in pre-K and kindergarten, and getting on pace reading. No matter what your occupation is growing up in life, you're going to have to be, well-versed in reading. And if we're not tackling that obstacle, we're doing our kids a disservice.
We've actually have 2 new episodes of Rediscover Jacksonville coming up with Jake V. Collins to reflect Workforce Development Month with the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District and the Arkansas Welding Academy.
The other exciting part of obviously with the school district is they opened, I say we because I feel like we're all one, the last 2 schools in the build-out process of the new school district in Merle Taylor and Biamita. And again, it is giving our teachers, our students, the tools to succeed that everyone else has, if not even more than what they have. I mean, we have the latest and greatest now. You walk through the high school, you walk through the elementary schools, and there is not really a want for anything. I mean, everything is at the fingertips of these students to have, and they're beautiful schools. They're all, very cohesive, all have a very similar look, thanks to our partner at Baldwin Shell in building those. It is something to say that we have all new buildings, but I think the more impressive thing for the Jacksonville North Pulaski School District is who is filling those buildings. I believe we're all fully staffed with accredited teachers. Again, we are able to get into the communities with these community schools. We're able to teach our kids. And when, it was a larger part of the Pulaski County Special School District, the attention had to be spread amongst several schools. Now the attention is back focused on Jacksonville kids. And I think in 2016, we're going to look back on that year as a real turning point for the city of Jacksonville, because that is the year that the school district really kicked off, even though it started, I think, back in 14, really kind of heading that direction. But 16 is when it really kicked off. And in 2016 is also when 6 Hour announced that they were coming here. And those are 2 pretty impactful instances that happened in the city. One is bringing jobs and showing that a national company will locate here. And then the other is building that community pride back in a school district that is dedicated to the citizens of Jacksonville. And, we've got to build that community pride back up and take every step that we can to do that. And the best way that you can do that is through your school system.
For those of you who don't know, Robert Birch is also Jake V. Collins. He is the face of Rediscover Jacksonville, our own Indiana Jones. And it's always so much fun to, have adventures with Jake. And people are actually going out and recognizing you as Jake in the community now.
Yeah, I get called that from time to time. Love Mike from the Military Museum. Every time he sees me, he calls me Jake. And, it really is, again, it's about rediscovering that community pride. You and I have talked about how that whole thing kind of kicked off, and it was just a post of a bridge in Paradise Park that people were unaware of that lived in Jacksonville. And, if we don't tell the story of Jacksonville to our citizens and show them everything that there is to offer in the city, we have no business telling the outside world about it. So that's kind of how that Rediscover campaign came about. There's probably people who think, well, shouldn't he be out working to find, new businesses to come in and do these things? But what you have to understand is when businesses do look to relocate here, or open a distributorship or, a manufacturing facility, they look at quality of life. They look at how the city government is interacting with its citizens, and they look at, what does the city really truly have to offer? And So that is part of that also, is spotlighting some of the great things about our city. And it's fun. I like to make fun of myself, and I'm not always serious. In fact, I'm rarely serious, actually. But it's fun to do, and it's fun to start giving back and showing, whether it is some of our local businesses, whether it's some of our parks, which we have an amazing park system. I get to be a salesman for the city is basically what I do. So
With that in mind, let's talk about economic development updates. As a disclaimer, many of these projects that are discussed are under non-disclosure agreements, and Robert can only share what he is allowed. And nothing is certain. Plans can always shift, but nothing is certain until doors open. Do you have anything else to add on that, Robert?
no, it is, projects are exciting, but they're nerve-wracking until they're done. The biggest request I've gotten since I've been here is, we need more sit-down restaurants. We need more entertainment. And that is a focus of what we're going after. Everybody has seen the announcement of the new Whataburger that's coming in to the old Hardee's location. We'll have a big kickoff for that when they get closer to their opening, which should be in early November. And I'm excited for anything that comes in like that that's good for the city. But I really want to see some more sit-down restaurants come in. We are going to be announcing a new sit-down restaurant coming in probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We'll let the mayor announce that. It's filling a location that needs to be filled. It is going to help develop the area around it, and it's going to be some good food. We are continuing to push more. Really, the road construction has hampered a lot of that. It has hampered a lot of their looking for new business, looking for locations, because they want to see more of it fleshed out of how the road construction is going to go. We've had several in to tour, and a lot of them are looking at 2025 and 2026 to start really seriously focusing on the market and seeing, they look at numbers of what existing businesses are doing right now. And some of those numbers are definitely down because of the construction. It's hard to get on and off at some locations, but it's good that it's good that businesses are seeing the opportunity in Jacksonville, and there's a lot of it. It's just, we're going to have to take the wins one at a time and build one on top of another, and then that success will continue to grow. As far as a couple large-scale projects, I'd mentioned in City Council about the former Regal warehouse that has been purchased. We were working very closely with the company, have been since February, basically when I started, to turn that into an advanced manufacturing facility. Biggest challenge with that is upgrading the electrical power to the site. It's going to take a pretty big lift to do that, and we think we can get it done. It's taking a little bit longer than expected, and Entergy's doing a great job of guiding and directing that. And so we should be, hopefully, by the November, December, starting on construction on that. It'll be great because it'll tear down an older building that is kind of an eyesore in the industrial park. But you take this facility, along with what 6 Hour's doing, their expansion, which they're opening their new facility in October. I don't think they're done. I think they're probably going to expand some more. But, we're quickly going to become a hub of advanced manufacturing in our industrial park. We continue to work on our 220 acres south of town. In fact, I just showed it to 2 different developers in the last week. Both are from European countries. We've got some work to do on that site to make it more presentable, as far as that road needs to be widened a little bit, and there's some utility work a little bit left to be done, but all in all, it's a really good site. And we've applied for grants for the construction or the engineering of the road and for the widening of the road. So hopefully those come through and we're able to get that taken care of. But we've got a lot of opportunity in Jacksonville, and a lot of things that we're going to a lot of areas of town that really need a lot of love and attention. And I think you're going to see an announcement here shortly of a great plan and program to do that, and really investing back in our city. And really, the mayor's got a great idea to invest back into our local businesses, and in turn help us look more attractive to the outside world. And I'm excited to be a part of that. So that announcement will be coming in the next couple weeks.
It sounds like we have some really exciting things coming up. And once again, just as a stress, Robert can only talk about what he can due to non-disclosure agreements. He can only reveal as much as he is allowed to. I know he would love to announce and just kind of, tell everybody all the great things that are coming and that he's working on, but he cannot until.
Well, and you'd love to, but you don't want to do that until they're here.
You want
because
to give them the responsibility to.
Well, and I'll give you a perfect example. When I worked with one of the Amazon projects that came in, I had to keep that quiet for almost 2 years. And I had researched a couple other projects that in the middle, they had $20 million in the ground and they walked away from. Just decided it wasn't the right fit. Amazon moved on to a different location. Their developer had to build out that site and do something else with it. And it wasn't as good of a project as Amazon would be. Wasn't as many jobs, wasn't the strength of an Amazon coming into your city. So you've got to be careful of what gets out. And the other thing is, you really do a disservice to the company that's coming by letting the cat out of the bag early, because they want to make that splash announcement. And it is, honestly, it's their right to do it. It's their business. And, and you want the city to have that kind of splash announcement as well. We want to be proud of the things that we bring to the city and be able to announce them with a little flair.
One last question. We talked about Whataburger opening up. Mayor Elmore and I, we love Whataburger. What are your thoughts on Whataburger? Do you have a favorite menu item?
I'm a chicken sandwich guy.
Okay.
Got to have spicy chicken sandwich. That's my go-to for the most part.
But you're also a Dr. Pepper guy. They do offer limited time Dr. Pepper milkshakes.
And they are so good.
Okay.
I was actually shocked how good they were when I had one. And it's going to be great for our city, and there's always a but to things. I want more. I want bigger. I want better for our city, and I think we can do it. We definitely have a need for somewhere for a Whataburger. We definitely want them. We want Chick-fil-A. We want anybody that wants to come in that is a viable business that fits our community. We're all for it. But we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get bigger. I'm excited about the new housing developments going in out of General Samuels and Harris. You still see construction in some other parts of town going on. I think it is getting to be Jacksonville's time for growth and building new homes and attracting new residents. I want to see us finally bust that 30,000 and get up to 35,000, 40,000 people in the next 10 years. And if we bring the right jobs in, we create the right environment, change some old habits. We gotta progress with the times, really take care of our Air Force Base and really make that a big focus going forward. Not that it never has been, but I think sometimes it gets kind of, it's been here forever. It kind of blends in, which it never should do. Our military men and women are too important for that. I really think that we've got some exciting times in front of us.
All right, Robert, is there anything you want to add?
Get out in the schools, help these teachers, help these students, and impress upon our kids the importance of reading.
All right, Robert Bircher, Economic Development Director, thank you so much for joining us.
Anytime.
Robert, thanks for that update. Thanks for everything that you said, for everything that you're doing for the city and going to continue to do. It's great to see progress. There's a lot of stuff in store, and we're happy with the direction that we're moving. It takes time to steer a big ship, but that's what we're doing, and we're thrilled. So that's going to bring us to the end of today, and with this episode 5, hard to believe we're at 5 now. So I'd like to once again thank our communications director, Emily Sundermeyer, for being here with us. Emily, any final comments?
To submit a question, there are multiple ways you can do that, but it's now been made easier than ever through the city's website. So on the city's website, www.cityofjacksonville.net, you can go under the government subpage, go to the communications section. There is now a communications specific section on the website, and click on Municipal Drive Live. Not only will you have the form to submit any questions you have, but also listen to all the podcasts that have been done in the past. We have a YouTube playlist that is linked on there. Instead of the website, you can use the city's Facebook page, City of Jacksonville AR Government. A link to submit a question for the Municipal Drive Live podcast is in the pinned section, and the link is attached under the February 1st podcast announcement.
I am Mayor Jeff Elmore, once again thanking you for spending this time with us and listening.
And I'm Communications Director Emily Sundermeyer. Thank you to Mayor Jeff Elmore for always being such a great co-host.
And we will see you next time on Municipal Drive Live.